Help us, Jadebot 6. You're our only hope.
Yeah, make the commercials stop. Please.
Please.
Please stop.
Make it stop.
Make it stop.
Everyone has something they have to look forward to, even me, who doesn't? For the music heads, it's the Grammys. For the Cinemaniacs, it's the Oscars. But for the longest time, video game bros have had to compromise. And look, back then I had no issue just taking journalists' opinions on games. I mean, I wouldn't have had anything to back up my Half-Life being good claims if every single game reviewing platform didn't call it the greatest game ever. But an official event for gamers to look forward to arguing about once a year finally being set up was nice. And even for live shows, all we had for a very long time was just E3, and now that E3 is dead, all we have left to look forward to are the Game Awards, with this year being their 10th show. But honestly, E3's death was inevitable. All the major companies were pulling out to do their own show, and if all I had left to show off was games made by Sega and Capcom, and I was E3, I'd die too. This year's picks, decisions, reveals, everything were all very controversial topics, so I'm gonna talk about them now.
To my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton, thank you everybody.
Since the only thing people really look forward to at the Game Awards at this point are the reveals, instead of the actual awards given out, I'm going to quickly go through all of the categories and tell you guys what I guessed would win and what actually won, and I'll get a percentage for how smart I am. First off, player's voice. I wanted Sonic to win, and as the rounds went on, instead of cheering for Sonic, I started cheering for anything but Wukong! The greedy Wukong taking all the awards. Best esports team and player were not really on my radar, but if it's any consolation, I guessed right on the team. As for esports game, I guessed League. It was League. I don't think there will be a time where I guess wrong on guessing League. As for content creator, I wanted Queso to win, and so did just about everybody. So I'm glad he did it. I'm glad that everyone is mostly being a good sport about it too. Most anticipated went to GTA 6, and when that was announced, I was all like, what? What? How did it win? What are you talking about? That's insane. Who would have guessed that? Who would have seen it coming? For the best movie adaptation, I agree with LS Mark. Knuckles was robbed. Seriously though, I wrote Arcane and Fallout 1. Best multiplayer, Mario Party. I'm sorry you had to be put through this, you deserved better. But yeah, I wrote Helldivers 2 and it won, what a big surprise. Best sports game. Oh man, I love the category dedicated to games EA has made. Yeah, more EA slot please. I wrote 2K because I'm a fool. Best sim was won by who? I put Manor Lords. I was out of my depth for this category. As for best family, the award notorious for going to Nintendo, literally every single year went to Astrobot. When it won this, I knew it was going to win Game of the Year without a shadow of a doubt. You don't give out the Nintendo award to a non-Nintendo game without it being something special. But I'm still wrong, as I wrote the Zelda game. Best fighting. Hey guys, watch this clip of people reacting to multiverses being mentioned.
Multiverses and Tekken 8.
I personally guessed Sparking 0, but I think Tekken getting it felt right. Best RPG, I wrote Dogma, but who won? Best action-adventure game went to Astrobot, which is a little surprising because I wouldn't call it an action game, but maybe that's just me being salty because I was wrong in picking Silent Hill. As for just action games, it went to Wukong. Oh, who would've guessed? Oh yeah, that's right, I did. I know a Game of the Year panderer when I see one. Best VR was out of my depth once again. I said Batman, it was Batman. I never lose. Best mobile game category blows. They just put a bunch of games that were available on PC and consoles and said, well, they have mobile ports. Ports aren't games. The Pokemon one is the only actual mobile game on there. It should have won. Best debut indie game. I really wanted Animal Well to win, only because then Donkey may actually play more Monsters Inc. games, but alas, the greedy Balatro gets more wins when I get that clown. I don't even know why Best Debut and Best Indie Game are two categories. Obviously, if you win one, you're gonna win the other, but if I have to say it, yes, I put Animal Well there too, and got it wrong! For Best Community Support, you know what? I took a shot in the dark, I put Fortnite, The World is Cruel. I didn't even know Baldur's Gate had anything left in it. Best Ongoing, I put Destiny 2, because that thing just won't stop getting updates. But I now agree with the Helldiver sentiment. Impact Games, don't know what that means, but good on you, Neva, I voted Life is Strange. For accessibility, I put the correct thing for once because I heard some reviewers spend way too long talking about the accessibility in the game. For performance, I put Roberts, but Huegers deserved it just as much, good on her. Best audio design, I put Silent Hill because you can't go wrong with the sound design in a horror game. But yeah, what the hell, take the win game I've never heard of. For best music, I put Astrobot, but guess who got it wrong again? But I'm happy Final Fantasy was was able to walk home with something this show. Best art direction, I put Neva because it looked the most artistically interesting out of the options, but Who, the video game, getting it seems fitting. It looks like an artsy game looking in from the outside. Best narrative, I put Final Fantasy because it's known for that sort of thing, but Who, the video game, got it. Maybe it's a sign I should do more research into these games. No, that can't be it. It's the industry's fault. These plants must die. Best game direction. Most pointless category of all time award goes to this because it's always just the same thing as Game of the Year. Same nominees, same winners. Just trash it, Jeff. So guess who I'll say won Game of the Year judging off who won game direction. This is where I talk about the picks and how I feel. Balratro, I know it's fun and funness makes a video game, but we all knew it wouldn't win. Meta, who stood little chance, or maybe it did, I'm unsure. Jeff is a hypocrite for putting Elden Ring DLC up there, and we can't let him live it down. Final Fantasy wasn't going to win, and we all acknowledge that. So it was really a battle between Wukong and Astrobot, and frankly, I'm really happy they made the right choice. I wrote Astrobot, and I'm really happy to be right about the pick that matters most. Maybe this will be a sign to the industry that people like games that are fun. At least I got a 37% of them right on my guesses, if I calculated it right.
Yeah, please wrap it up.
Now that the awards are over with, time for the part people show up for, the everything else. The pre-show did what it set out to do, be a pre-show, in that it wasn't anything special. I was late to the event by 45 minutes and had a sigh of relief realizing the pre-show just finished. Because we all know the real show doesn't start until we see Jeff. As for anything notable in the pre-show, they gave away awards they knew Jeff wasn't going to waste his time on. And also showed some stuff for smaller games like Dave the Diver. And this moving away game, and some just decent stuff. But then the main event started. Please know that for this event, all I knew was that Half-Life 3 was a rumor being tossed around. And damn it, I got my hopes up too high again, because that was all I could think about during this show. I was half asleep when he was giving his rah-rah speech for the main event, but then I heard their voices and was brought to full awakeness immediately. They brought Statler and Waldorf on. Their comments during the show were amazing. I love these guys. The comment that made me laugh the most was them asking if Kojima even knew if him and Jeff were friends, because it feels like that sometimes. They brought Todd on stage first because it isn't a gaming event without him, and he brings out Harrison Ford, who probably blew half of the show's budget. No wonder they could only settle on bringing out 21 pilots. And I've never seen someone not care for an event they were paid to go to quite like Harrison Ford does here. And I'm not mad at him. Get your bag, boss. Anyways, now Jeff does his first of many hype it up speeches. This one is from a Game of the Year development team and is getting info dropped about it here. Whoa, that's insane. Let's see it, Jeff. Okay, for the first time, Jeff's hype speech was worth something. It's Witcher 4, baby. I've never been a big Witcher fan, but I can tell this is big for the fans. I mean, it looks big for a non-fan, such as myself at least. Alright, brand new standalone game. Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3. To all Elden Ring fans, I'm so proud of you guys for getting more content. You guys truly are the strongest among us gamers. No wonder Jeff was shaking segueing into this reveal. It looks okay. Final Fantasy, Indiana Jones, an AI-generated cat game, some monster game. One of these is not like the rest. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Indiana Jones. Seriously though, I don't know what's up with the cat game, nor who thought it was a good idea to put it up at the Game Awards. Do they not have quality control? Jeff does another really good game trailer rah-rah speech for some game I didn't get much out of, but at least Arlo liked it. The Outer Worlds 2 gets its reveal trailer, and I hate to say it, but it looks so meh to me. There's just way too many space games out nowadays. I want some variety. I want games that look different from one another, but what can I do? Except get excited for more product. The studio behind It Takes Two shows a first look into their next title, and I'm putting on my unsure face because I just don't see the same appeal from this that I got from It Takes Two. Like, there's time for it to sway me, but it just feels a whole lot less inspired than what came before. I do like the concept of different genres of storytelling coming together though, I will say. I also want to know how much they paid Jeff, because holy Jesus, do they not shut up about this game! Gaming laptop ad, Nintendo Switch ad. Ad for an FPS game that has its main gimmick being using old game cheat codes to your advantage. That idea is so cool, man. I will be playing this game based on the concept alone. Hack and slash number 2121. And welcome back, Jeff! Now, I'll be honest, when he was talking here, I was not paying attention. I was drinking some root beer. He says the words half and life, and I choke on my drink and can't stop coughing. It had nothing to do with the show! Fell for It Again award winner yet again. They dedicate a little section to a man who helped out developers due to layoffs, and that's really sweet. I like that. I like how the Game Awards don't entirely act like the industry is perfect, and I respect that. Well, I mean, okay, sometimes they do, but this time they didn't. Anyways, Jeff says this one's going to be beautiful. The people look like the neighbor from Hello Neighbor. Seriously though, the game looks interesting. I might check it out. We then get some actual information about Borderlands 4, and that's always nice to see. After the movie, I feel like fans needed something to bounce back with, and this trailer probably saved them from a relapse. They show off a game that is going to be another team-based FPS game. How original. That is going to be all about portals, using portal tech that looks far less intuitive than what was done in Portal nearly 20 years ago. Some more ads show up, and frankly, I thought they were going to be mostly nothing burgers, but at least we got more info on the next Tekken, kinda. And now we have to listen to 21 Pilots. This night's never gonna end. The next announcement, I was almost baited again. I was so brain rotted, I saw the crow and audibly said Ravenholm, but no, foolish child, it's Virtua Fighter. Thank you, Sega, for showing up this year. This next one kinda confuses me, don't get me wrong. It looks amazing, but for some reason I thought it was Yakuza the entire time. But good luck, Project Sentry. You guys have my interest.
Please welcome an industry icon, Hideo Kojima!
I'll put Kojima showing up on the bingo card then. Listen, Jeff, I know you guys are besties, but there are other key members in gaming that can walk onto the stage. And also, I love you, Kojima, but you have to understand where I'm coming from. New Turok. Huh. More Helldivers content. I love how much they did for this little reveal. This reminds me of old E3 so much, back when it really was about who had the cooler costume. They're not dead? Them putting two Xbox Cloud Gaming ads right next to each other was a really ballsy play. Not the good kind of ballsy though, because nobody is really happy with Xbox after this year, especially after the speech about how bad layoffs are. The Balatro guy doesn't even show up to claim his awards. This is where my Joker arc starts. Put Donkey on the stage! Jeff hypes up another vague cutscene only game that everyone will forget after the show, which was not much of a change of pace. Wanna see him do it again? Only thing I'm going to say about this one is that they spend way too much time on this trailer. A good trailer should be concise enough to leave an impression, and the only impression I got here was that they were wasting my time. But at least Dying Light is here for me. Post Malone Evil Zombie Clown Circus game. What? The next day my mom asked me if I'm going to play it because she likes Post Malone, so I told her maybe. Guys, there may have to be a video about this game because of that. Netflix takes the stage by advertising their platform exclusive game that looks like something you'd see out of a Danny video. Masterful Gambit Squid Game marketing team. Funnily enough, they hype up Snoop Dogg the entire time in the same sentence they do 21 Pilots, so it's only logical to assume they were going to bring him on to sing. But no, say hello to Teleprompter Andy. Rah-rah speech number like 9,000. The best part about these is you never know what you'll find. This one is really not catching me. I liked Overcooked just okay, but the characters here are just kinda and not many jokes landed well for me. Except for the E3 bit, that was gold. And the whole gimmick of the split screen is just okay, and has kinda been done before, but I'd like to see what they do with it, and I may pick it up. Get Todd off the stage! Another sci-fi FPS game, but it's more like Payday, so it gets a pass. They show a ZZZ trailer, and I can only imagine the secondhand embarrassment in the audience. Like if I was there with some family, I'd just start acting like I'd never played a video game before. Same with you, Hoyoverse, you aren't safe either. I was tricked, he's singing! As the presentation goes on, I've been skipping more and more stuff, because frankly, that's just how it feels as the show goes on. As you get closer to the climax of the game of the year reveal, you really start to stop caring about the side dressing. But of course, I have a job to finish. Legendary gaming franchise? Half-Life 3, baby, let's go! Did they run out of ideas? Mafia, anime, Google, Jesse Pinkman? What? The superhero game actually does seem interesting. I like the art style they went for, at least. And as shallow as it is, that's usually the deciding factor for me. Okay, one last announcement before the show closes. It has been 20 years since Half-Life 2, 10 years since the first Game Awards, and it wouldn't have started without Half-Life. This moment is for all of us, and they just gave us a logo! SpongeBob betrayed us! Wait, he's putting the serious face back on. There's going to be one last thing. It's a beloved developer. Gabe from Valve is behind the curtain, I know it, man. Complete secrecy? Oh, hell yes, this is it! Lay it on me. Damn it! It looks like it sucks because it isn't Half-Life. I'm done, I'm going home. Okay, so, in summary, I give this one a 7 out of 10.